What's up, everybody? This is your boy here at Sirius Inner Temple. You know what it is. The light in my room is extremely powerful, especially around dark outside. That's why I may actually look a lot, more hued, a lot more darker. We will be talking about outer dimensional dark matter Feels good. Alright, people. Now, I'm going to be telling you guys things, and I want your full on, undivided attention. Dark matter is the key to life. Now, what is dark matter? Dark matter can be described. It can be understood, but to a certain extent. Because dark matter, like I said, is the key to life. Alright, now let's get started. When you're born, you come out of the dark, murky womb. The dark, murky womb, the original womb of the humanoid being on this planet is of the African woman. It's why she's so dark-skinned. The dark-skinned people on this planet, the reason why they're so dark is because they have something called melanin. Yes, people, melanin, not fucking color. Some people don't get this yet. Some people really think it's color. That's how slow some people are. Okay. Outer dimensional dark matter and melanin are really the same thing, but slightly different. Now, you can find dark matter in almost all walks of life. The reason why mahogany is dark like that, dark matter. The reason why the soil in the ground is dark like that, dark matter. The pigmentation in the soil. The reason why your hair has a certain color to it, dark matter. The reason why African children advance so quickly, melanin, dark matter. The original humans on this planet, dark matter in their skin. That's for a later time. But now let's talk about this. The sky. A lot of you people now are really aware of this. The reason why the sky looks like that at night is because of dark matter. Dark matter surrounds the entire universe. Dark matter is the universe. Now, I want you guys to understand something. You see, dark matter is present everywhere. You can't run away from it. You can't escape it. The reason why the sea looks like that, believe it or not, dark matter. Without darkness, without dark matter, the world wouldn't even have color to it. You suppose it's so-called color, because color is really a certain light particle hitting into the retinas of your eyes and being perceived as a certain light reflection. The light, your brain interprets that light code into a certain type of a beam of light, and that beam of light gets interpreted in a certain frequency, a certain pattern, some numerology, some type of light, and then somehow it converts it into some type of color. Now, I want you guys to understand something that, you see, in the Hispanic world, so-called Hispanic, because really it's more of a diaspora of different so-called racial groups in Hispaniola, but the majority is all Negroid descent, people of Negroid background. So, and not to mention the mulattoes, but people in the Hispanic world, you see, one thing I have noticed, after colonialism was done in Hispaniola and in other parts of the world, but especially let's focus on the Hispanic world, not just Hispaniola, Cuba, obviously the Dominican Republic, in which my parents were born in, Yes, my parents were born in the Dominican Republic. And many other stretches and walks of life, and different, you know, uh, Cuba, you got, you know, Puerto Rico, even Mexico. You see, there's a certain type of perception. Hold on. Hey, you guys, I'm actually taking care of something. Can you guys lower it down, please? Thank you. As I was saying, people are annoying. No, I want you guys to understand something. And this is mainly for Hispanic people, mainly, and Europeans as well. I don't think a lot of people understand what's really going on here in the world. And that's part of the reason why I made this channel, but a lot of people are not going to be able to understand what I teach and things like that because they just don't understand. Look, a lot of the stuff that they show you, a lot of the movies, a lot of the mentalities, the whole Sambo thing, the whole 9 yards, these slave movies, all this stuff that they show you out here is all to blind you from the real truth. Dark matter is how you got in here, and dark matter is how the fuck you're getting out of here. You understand? So for you to look at the Negroid person as less than, you're only degrading yourself because you come from the Negro. This goes for any so-called race on the planet. I don't care what race you are. White, so-called white because you're not white. Okay? Okay, you're a Caucasian. You come from the Caucasus. You come from that region, the Caucasus Mountains. You come from that region. I will be getting on that shortly, but I digress. This is not a video on race. This is a video about a certain concept of discussion, a certain intellectual concept of discussion, a certain type of perception, a certain thing, a certain subject matter. We're talking about melanin and dark matter. Now, when they show you this, it's to also hide a certain identity. Yes, to hide a certain type of identity. If you look at the so-called Negro or black person, and if you had them grow out their hair, completely picked out, they look very, very different from where they had their hair short, or when they don't, or when, you know, because the thing is, you have to understand that hair that spirals up like that actually has a purpose. It spirals up. There's a reason for that, but I'll get on that at a later time. But I want you guys to listen to me. You see, dark matter is the only reason why there's other races on the planet. You see, the African pharaoh spliced his DNA into animals in order to create hamlets and to also create different so-called races of people, or defects. Defects, yes, yes. If you're not a Negroid person on this planet, you are a defect. Sorry. That's how it works. Defects from the Negro. The so-called Negro, because he's not a Negro. He's above that, but I digress. They're defects. Not to say that you're any less than a human being or any less than the Negro in which you came, but you're a defect, which means he has the dominant DNA. He's the pops. He's the creator, and when dealing with the other offsprings that don't necessarily look too much like him. That is part of the reason why he is always going to be dominant over every other race, because he was never spliced. You understand? He was never spliced into an animal. He was never created in a fashion of how an Asian or Indian was created. He was not created in that fashion, or the albino, which is the so-called white person. Okay? Now, understand this. Alright? Now, look. You see, the reason why they show you all these things, and the reason why you're seeing all this negativity being drawn towards the black person, the so-called black person, because they're not black. See? This is where I'm getting pissed off already. Let me calm down. Let me explain something to y'all. I'm getting real sick and tired of this crap. Black people are not black. I'm not black. Do you understand? I'm not fucking black. And neither is an African American. They're not black. An African is not black. A Dominican is not black. No one on this fucking planet is black. And no one on this fucking planet is white either. Y'all don't even know the definition of the freaking things you're saying. Look. This is called melanin. A higher concentration of melanin throughout your body will give you a darker hue. Hue. Melanin, not color. Do you understand? Color cannot protect you from the sun. Melanin does. Okay? I am not a person of color. I am a person of high concentrated melanin. Dark matter. I am not a color man. I am not a colored person. I am not a black. Don't they tell you in the Constitution up there that the black is only 3/5 human? Why the hell would you want to call yourself black if they already put it up there that you're only 3/5 human, people? Y'all don't understand? So anytime you call yourself black, you're calling yourself less than a human being. Just so that you know. No, because it's fucking true. The darker you are, the higher of a frequency you have in your body. The lighter you are, the less of a frequency you have. The darker you are, the better your body will function. The lighter you are, the insufficient your body will function. And I'm going to tell you a story in the next video about how this is scientifically proven. This is not bashing anybody of any race. This is factual. This is scientifically based, founded. Scientists already know this. The darker you are, the better your body will function in sports, survival, combat, intellect, and things of this nature. Now, people will show you these IQ scores and this and that, and tell you that the so-called black people, their IQs is low. Let me tell you something. First of all, a lot of these tests have been manipulated in a way where East Asians and other Asians from other parts and whites will get the answers right. It's been tailored more to them, but that's not the point. The reason why the Negroid people on this planet, their IQs seem to be lower, is because they're coming from fucked up environments where there's nothing but chaos and ignorance. And they were placed there by the government. Okay? They were placed there by the government. But people want to talk about ignorance. Anybody who is placed in a certain situation because the government tries to fuck them over, anytime something like that happens, they will be placed in chaos and ignorance. And out of that chaos comes ignorance. Now, y'all probably wondering, okay, well, why does it always seem like in America, outside here walking around, it seems like black people, these so-called black people, it seems like they got a problem with them. It seems like there's something wrong or something. Where is this ghetto ignorance coming from? What the fuck is going on out here? Let me explain. The government found a way to crush people's cultures and try to turn it inside out and design it into something else and then turn it into something different, something new, something that will actually kill the race instead of letting it flourish. They found a way to deculturalize, dehumanize, and discombobulate the so-called Negroid American. They found a way because culture thrives. The culture is something that helps uplift the people. They found a way to deculturalize you, demoralize you. It's why a lot of people tell me, because they know that I am of Latin origin, or whatever you want to call it, which I'm really African origin. That's the reality. But, you know, I digress. Some people feel that it is okay to talk to me negatively about black African Americans, the so-called black African American, because they think because my parents are Dominican, that if they tell me something, I'm going to be okay with it. Some of these sick people out here. Some people just mentally fucked up. Not to say that all Hispanics think like that. That's ridiculous. No. But there's a high majority. I would say the majority think in a negative way about African people. But it's not their fault necessarily. Remember, colonialism has a lot to do with the mentalities of today. I have suffered at the hands of this sick government's mentality. And I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this video, if you do hold any kind of resentment, I don't care what part of the freaking map or planet you're from, let it go, because it's not going to help you. Now, when these people were so-called dehumanized, you see, you have to understand, they were dehumanized, but not in the way that they telling you, showing you this slavery narrative. The slavery narrative is actually, people, I'm sorry to say, but the slavery narrative is bogus. I'm gonna have to get on that too. Yeah, just so that you know. A lot of y'all don't understand what the hell is really going on. I showed you that video on the whole are they talking about the slavery narrative, and they're showing you that the numbers are inconsistent. They're even showing you that the dates are inconsistent. They can tell you how many died, but they can't even tell you how many survived. Get the fuck out of here, man. And on top of that, they're talking about these big slave ships and this and that and this and that and one and the other. Look, let's be real for a second, okay? Let's be fucking real right now. How in the hell? It doesn't make. You see, you know what? Let me just get back on track. Look, you see, the African people were the so-called Africans, because what you guys have to understand is that, like, look, I grew out my hair when I was in 8th grade. I got shunned for it, for just being myself, for showing African strength, for showing African beauty. A lot of people around me weren't having that. A lot of people loved my hair. A lot of people wanted their hair like mine. A lot of people were trying to get their hair like mine, and they couldn't do it. I could do so much with my hair. It was crazy. And I just picked it out and left it like that. It was just beautiful, and I got hated for it. My own Hispanic brethren hated on me because of it. Some of them loved it. Some of them hated it. It's just true. To this day, that individual that was hating on me like that, I don't talk to that asshole. I see him every now and then. I told him to go fuck off. Because he's constantly, he's just an annoying bastard, You know how some people are, you just don't like them because, they got fucking mental issues. Yeah. Anyways, I digress. Now, focusing on the so-called Negro American, or Negroid American, let's just call him an archetype, for example. Because, You see, your people were in ancient Kemet. The Egyptians are the African people, the so-called African people. Even the so-called Hispanics who look Negroid, the ones who look Negroid, a lot of them were actually Hebrew Israelites. And some of them weren't. Some of them were from other parts as well, in case you don't know. But yeah, the mass majority were Hebrew Israelites as well. Yeah, they fled into the mountains and all that. Yeah, I know the stories. Now the ones who look like they're mulatto or whatever, that's not a Hebrew Israelite. It's a mulatto being. But anytime you get a Negro, a Negroid being in Hispaniola, that's a Hebrew Israelite. An Israelite. See, Israelite. Where the fuck do you hear black? Y'all don't fucking think black. But yet your ancient name was Hebrew Israelite or Egyptian. Look at these beautiful names that they give you. Ethiopian. They used to call the Egyptian the Ethiopian. Did you know that? The Egyptian is these African children that you see walking around out here with all that swag. Where do you think that comes from? Why do people... A lot of people like to pretend like everything don't come from African people. Y'all want to take from African people, but a lot of y'all don't even want to give respect to where respect is due. Y'all want to take. When the hell do y'all give respect? Okay, let's look at that window over there. If I take, let's say that window is a key to life and everything, and I extract from it every year, taking, until there's almost nothing left to take. And I don't pay homage to that fucking window. It's just an example, so calm down. That window becomes less of what it used to, or of what it really is. It becomes less, because we keep extracting from it, but we don't even pay respect to it. That's what it is like for the so-called black people in the African community, in the African American community, and in Africa as well. You see, the so-called Negroes, they were manipulated. You see, these stories have to do with the crafts and what really took place on planet Earth. Yeah, I don't know these stories. Y'all don't know about these stories about the ancient Egyptian and what the hell was really going on planet Earth. This and that. Y'all don't... But I will tell y'all one thing. This is for y'all to understand. Look. Okay. I want y'all to understand that, because I'm going to be explaining more stuff on these videos. I want y'all to understand that whatever you think inside your mind about the so-called African, you're most likely fucking wrong. You see, okay, these so-called black people, they had everything. They were the smartest people in the world. You don't see the pyramids? These people still can't figure out how the fuck that shit was created. Okay? Negroes did that. Oh, you never heard of the ancient architects of ancient Egypt? We'll search it up. Okay, now, anyways. Now, the reason why they act the way they act, and the reason why they do the things they do, is because when they were deculturalized, it's not that, slave masters dehumanized them or anything. No. That story was made to be fit. That story was made up to fill in for the gaps. What really happened is that after this so-called Negro fell from grace, after Big Pop's up there, had him fall from grace because he was doing the things wrong at a certain time frame, at a certain arc cycle. This is real shit. You started slowly because y'all did the wrong things. Y'all started getting calcified. So after a certain period of time, the Negroid race, or you, if you're a Negroid person, y'all started getting more and more calcified throughout your brain, to the point that y'all started to forget who the hell y'all were, what the hell y'all do, your traditions, your ancient traditions. Y'all forgot everything. Y'all forgot everything. The lords and the higher creators took everything from you. Everything. Even your brotherhood, your companionship, everything. Every fucking thing. Why you think the black woman act like that? No, I'm telling you the fucking truth that you don't want to hear. The so-called black. She's not black either. People crazy. Oh, but the black girl. Look. It's fairly obvious that the Negroid woman acts in a certain way that's unpresentable. Not all of them, obviously, but the mass majority of them in the United States of America behave in a certain way that's just, I don't even know how to put it. And this is not me establishing hatred for a certain racial group. I'm not that ignorant. But it's a fact. I wouldn't date any race of woman if they caught them acting like how the African American woman acts on a daily, every day-to-day basis. And the Negroid woman can't see that she's been manipulated to act like that. That so-called black woman was never like that. She was a sweet, gentle, loving, caring, tender, soft, voluptuous, beautiful, banging body, banging hair, banging everything, goddamn banging. Banging, bang, damn, bang, bam! Like, Emeril Lagasse says, Bang! But in a lot of Negroid women, I'm starting to see, a lot of them are starting to realize around this time now that it's time ending already on fucking planet Earth. That a lot of that it's true. I've seen some videos up there with some black women complaining about why we like this. Why are we like this? She said it herself. So it's not like I'm the only one talking. I'm not talking mess over here. Search it up. Black woman saying, "Why are we like this?" She's complaining about it, and she's a black woman. So don't come at to me with shit. And she's not black either. Okay, no one's fucking black, and no one's fucking white. Okay. I'd like to think of myself as somebody who teaches knowledge. But hey, I digress. Now look. The Negroid woman, you see, they had to destroy you and build you up into something that's completely opposite of what you are. They needed to destroy you. Oh, who's this guy? What is he talking about? This guy must be crazy. You don't know who I am. But, let me, who is this guy? Who's this? Look, I'm just a person who has real knowledge. I would like to share it with you.